Now has security, and his football team has won a national championship.
1998. A fabled year for the Tennessee football fanatics. In fact, it was the peak of time for some. Being a premier founding member of the Great Southeastern Conference, Tennessee never had any trouble of rebuilding a roster season by season. With multiple 10-win seasons under the belt of Coach Philip Fulmer, the Vols have gained a significant level of respect on the national scale. Going into the 97 season, with the return of the legendary almighty Peyton Manning, Tennessee shredded through their season and claimed the title of SEC champion. It was thought that they would take the whole thing too, but that thought process was extinguished because Tom Osborne's retirement party would not go undeterred. Nebraska mutilated the Vols, but not much you could do about that since Nebraska is one of the strongest programs of all time and will never leave that market, say go 8 years without making a bowl or something. You'd think with losing Manning among many others that we have already seen the ceiling of the volunteer football program, but it seems that was more of a facade than anything else. With the inclusion of the BCS, Tennessee once again bodied through the entire regular season, with several ass-clinching victories such as the overtime victory over Florida where they took the goalpost down, and the infamous stumble and fumble, which is the reason I'm convinced we'll never beat Arkansas again. Shout out to my friend Billy Ratliff, by the way, who recovered that Clint Stoerner fumble. After beating the Cowbell College in the SEC Championship, T. Martin and the Vols found their way back into the Natty against Florida State in the newly installed BCS National Championship. This time, the Vols are much more prepared for their adversary, and it showed in their defensive performance. Through their efforts, they had finally done it. For the first time since 1951, the Vols had a decisive ring to use as bargaining chips to recruits during the spring. More importantly, they have solidified themselves as title contenders for years to come. It's most assured that at least the next 26 years at the bare minimum that they would run it back and claim another title. Right? Why do I hear boss music? The year after the Vols' domination of the world was met with agonizing pain, another word for Florida. Those scaly bastards got smoky again, keeping the Vols away from the title and a shot at the SEC Championship. This was also the beginning of the continuous unexplainable ass whoopings we got from Pig Time. Close, but not close enough. At least we're going back to the Fiesta Bowl.
Well, fuck.
Well, give it time. It'll come together next year. Wait a second, we just made the Natty. How are we going backwards? I guess AJ Suggs was not all out he was meant to be. Either that or we could maybe stop losing to Florida at some point. Why must we keep getting cucked by these fuckers? You'd think at some point we'd get our revenge. I mean, Georgia finally got theirs against us. Not like they'll be relevant anytime soon. Oh yeah, and guess what? We still can't win our bowl games. But there is a shining light in the form of up-and-coming Casey Clausen. With some massive work, it'll come together next year. It's as I said, it's all coming together. The talent fee has finally paid off as the Vols have returned to the national scale. I thought we were cursed to lose to Florida for years on end, but we went into Gainesville Trailer Park and grabbed the upset over Spurrier and co. Georgia still managed to beat us for some reason, but who cares? Due to the usual SEC self-mutilation, Tennessee has risen beyond all others in the conference. Number 2 in the BCS rankings and 1 win away from another shot at the national title. All we have to do is beat lowly LSU. What can go wrong?
Brandon Cofield. It's going to be Davis for an LSU touchdown.
Everything. Smoky, rocky flop straight into the realm of choke. Death by too much crow. At least we won the Citrus Bowl. Can't spell citrus without UT. Can't spell dick without Spurrier. Next year's the Revenge Tour. It'll come together next season. It takes a lot to go from a preseason top 5 team to unranked by the end of the year, but if there's anyone that can figure it out, it's us. Much of this was due to the injury bug, such as losing Clausen and inconsistency on offense in which they got blanked for entire quarters. Keep that second part in mind. It'll resurface soon. Losing to Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, among others, put them in a bad spot. I sure do hope that these 3 teams don't reach the national scale and keep beating us yearly. That'd sure suck some smoky balls, huh? Nothing says high-end talent like getting blown out by Maryland in the Peach Bowl. Hell yeah. Next year, though, it'll all come together. Hey, there we go, improvement! Or the Dan Mullen word, development. We're actually winning ball games again. Beating Florida in the Swamp at any point in my lifetime feels good. Many more wins in the Swamp are sure to come in the future. Hello? getting into infinity overtime with the Gumps and Cocks and coming out of top in both? Look at us! It took us a while to get over the choke of 2001, but clearly we're going somewhere. We're back to actually meaning something in the SEC again. We've got two unique quarterbacks between Brett Schaffler and Eric Ainge, and the roster is elite on all fronts. Next year, I've got a feeling it'll all come together.
For the win. Hold is good. That's not enough distance. He nailed it.
I don't know, you guys. I'm starting to think that this might be the year. We may have taken a loss to the barn, but the offense is still going strong. The clutch bone is going stronger, and we managed to finally beat Florida, Georgia, and Alabama all in the same year. It's beautiful. Nothing can go wrong.
Here's Clausen, 4th and 19. Incomplete. Jason Swain. This one's going to the bank.
Stupid ass independent teams ruining everything again. Add this on to Ainge getting injured, and Tennessee gets cucked from the trophy again. On the right side, we've exceeded expectations and managed to claim the SEC East with young talent at the helm. Next year, it'll all come together. Well, I thought going from top 5 to unranked was impressive, but that pales in comparison to going from a preseason top 3 team to finishing the season short of a bowl game. Truly astonishing performance this year. Losing record for the first time since 1988, getting beat by Vanderbilt for the first time in over 2 decades, and taking 4 straight home losses at the pinnacle of the year. This is like being a preseason top 10 team and then going 2-10. More injuries, more offensive inconsistency. This isn't what Tennessee stands for. At least it didn't take too long this time to send Randy Sanders to the coaching shadow realm. Fulmer obviously needed some change, and we'll see what changes come next year. And maybe at some distant point in the future, it'll all come together. I mean, is better. Beating Marshawn Lynch was pretty nice, I suppose. So was scoring 50 points on Georgia. But if you had kept this level of consistency for the entire season, you might have done something more in the postseason. But losing to Pig Time, LSU, and the yearly loss to Florida all but guaranteed we'd be sent off to the Outback Bowl. Or guess what? We lost that too. There were signs of greatness as the offense finally got cured of its syphilis, but we all know 9-4 isn't the ceiling of this program. Next year, it'll all come together. Another year, another agonizing big orange coaster of neckbeards and overalls typing on anonymous message boards saying how Fulmer should have been fired yesteryear. Saying Florida beat Tennessee again is becoming less of a statement and more of an annual September holiday for the jort-wearing Gator fans. This wouldn't be so bad if not for the defensive collapse in many other games. To be fair though, it's 2007, so nobody in the country was spared from tomfoolery and bullshit. You'd be ranked in the top 2 and then find yourself losing at home to an unranked Pittsburgh for gits and shiggles. Despite these defensive aneurysms, beating Kentucky of all teams in 4 overtimes ensured the Vols still had a shot at the SEC title. But guess who's there to cuck us again?
Ainge with a play fake, fires it, intercepted. Picked off by Gary Beckwith.
It never ends. It only manifests itself into another way to hurt us again, or send us reeling back to the Outback Bowl like a pathogenic species to its prey. It's mutually parasitic for both the team and the bowl. High-end talent fee, and all you have to show for it is another trophyless season. But changes are in order as Jonathan Crofton is set to take over as the quarterback. I'm sensing a storm from the west. Something is coming, and hopefully it's the year that everything comes together. Never mind, it's Wyoming. That's what came. Everything and more has gone to shit. When talent can't even bail you out of a school that not many people knew existed, it's the end of anything you were trying to contribute for that season. This offense made Kirk Ferentz' team look like they could bring upon a Bolitnikov. Toggle this along with losses to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and a 4-8 UCLA, and it sets the tone for whatever was left of the tenure of Philip Fulmer. Changes were needed at Tennessee, and it was time for a new man to take hold of the program. Now begins a new era at Tennessee. After 16 years of Fulmer, there'd be a new man in town to take over for Tennessee. Up-and-coming Lane Kiffin was chosen to take over after doing dick all with the Oakland Raiders. With a fresh, eccentric face as the football program's main man, 2009 would be the year where everything comes together. Right? Oh Lord, what have we done? I mean, it's better than last year, but at what cost? Another loss to Florida, who Kiffin claimed was doing a no-no against NCAA rules. Turns out he was lying straight out of his sphincter. But hey, we did something this season. Annihilations of Georgia and a near upset over Alabama. Yeah, near. Proved that there was some semblance of evidence behind Kiffin's fat mouth. When he's landing at guys like Tyler Bray and Justin Hunter, and developing Crompton into a decent quarterback, things might be able to trend in the right direction. 2010. That'll be the year where everything comes together. Hold on, where's Kiffin?
I really believe that this is probably the only place that I would have left here to go, was to go to Southern Cal. So many people were thinking.
No, that's cool, man. Just bail whenever you feel like it. You know, you didn't put us in a rough spot or anything. Look at how calm and cordial our fan base is acting right now. Well, who cares? Elaine Kiffin is a clown in disguise anyway. Let's take some time to make our next move carefully and find the right guy who can... Well, that was quick. I sure do hope we weren't too rash with our decision and don't inevitably regret instantly hiring someone with little coaching experience. Wouldn't that be a stone to the pee hole? I've got a feeling though that this guy can get us somewhere soon. This will be the year where everything comes together.
Spike it, you gotta spike it to get one more play. Down to 4, down to 3. Oh! Jefferson wasn't ready for it. Ball game. It is over. It is over at Baton Rouge.
See? I told you guys he knew what he was doing. Who can go into Death Valley and do that, huh? It's about time you start giving us some serious respect.
Illegal participation on the defense.
A wild end here in Baton Rouge. Pitt Ridley. Touchdown! LSU! A miracle in Baton Rouge!
Well, we did manage to go from 2-6 to 6-6, so maybe an improvement? No. It's as I said before, if there aren't any more ways to lose a football game, we'll start inventing them. We've got that going beyond anything else. But Tyler Bray is steadily improving under Derek Dooley, so who knows? 2011 could be where it all changes, where it all comes together. Right there is the sound of Tennessee football at this point in time. Somehow we took what little motivation we had from the previous year and pissed all over it. Gobbled up every vibe and good favoritism towards a good team. Still can't beat Florida, or Georgia, or Alabama. Tyler Bray's thumb got fucked, Justin Hunter got cucked by the ACL, and beyond all else, the most remarkable groundbreaking sin of all. We lost to fucking Kentucky for the first time in 26 years. Knoxville natives not taking the streets and burning more mattresses, and that alone is a testament to how much the Tennessee fans have become used to this. I mean, we beat Vanderbilt, but we should be well beyond them, not competing for talent with them. But Dooley knows he's on the hot seat now. Improvement is a standard for this team in the future, and with the talent we have coming together, it should all come together. By coming together, I mean shitting on both of your hands and clapping them together. Happy holidays! Here's another select piece of ass whoopings from yours truly. Love Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. Florida was still in the midst of the Will Muschamp years, and we still can't do shit. Steve Spurrier is at a different school, and he's still whooping our ass. Look at us thinking we're on their level. We aren't even close anymore. We're on the level of Troy. Look at what they're doing to us.
Nearly 700 yards. 700 yards!
This team made records at least. Offensive explosions followed by defensive implosions all but guarantee that this little experiment the administration was running was a waste of everyone's time. Off with your head. Thus began yet another search for the next guy who can take us to the promised land, or at least a fucking SEC title. Thus started the John Gruden to the Hill rumor, which faded into dust as soon as it began. Charlie Strong and Mike Gundy were also considered to take the position, but the ultimate decision was made for the man over at Cincinnati, Mr. Butch Jones, to come to Knoxville. With his promise to rebuild this program brick by brick, I'm sure nothing could ever go wrong. He's got the talent with Justin Worley and Rajon Neal on the squad, so now all we need is the coaching. And sooner or later, it should all come together. So the whole brick by brick thing appeared to be a literal phrase and not metaphorical. The rebuilding process is Peyton Manning running out of the pocket slow. Stir this with a schedule where you're playing prime New England every week, and the process suddenly gets a little tougher. Yeah, a little. Losing to Florida, yeah, just mixing them in all together now, along with losses to Missouri, Auburn, and Vanderbilt. Welcome to hell, everyone. And what little light there is in the tunnel of turds, beating South Carolina was nice. Along with that, freshman quarterback Josh Dobbs showed a future full of potential with a very young team along with him. With one of the best recruiting classes we've seen in years, it's very possible that next year, it'll come together.
Young team, they're close. They played hard. They almost won. Fact.
Let this season be proof that wins over Florida, Georgia, and Alabama are illegal at the University of Tennessee, punishable by more trolling from opposing fan bases. Who am I kidding? We're Tennessee. Everything we do is punishable by trolling. 7-5 isn't exactly what this program is known for, but improvement is the standard, I suppose. Dobbs is playing well, and up-and-coming Jalen Hurts is doing something. Freshman Derek Barnett is a tank which nobody wants to mess with. And we actually won a bowl game. Tennessee fans are actually feeling something again. Optimism after all this time of football gonorrhea, and we're finally gonna get something. I'm feeling it, everybody. 2015, it'll all come together. No way. It's really happening this time. Dobbs is balling out better than any quarterback in the past 10 years. A dual-threat running back system in Jalen Hurts and Alvin Kamara. Derek Barnett and Jalen Reeves-Maybin are decimating defensive lines like a fat kid to candy on Halloween. This team is stacked across the board, and it's showing. The hype is real. This team can do it. They can win. At least we got Mark Richt fired. It'll come together next season. I can't think of another time where the hype has been this high. Butch's top-tier classes have shifted into a squad of men on the death trail. Senior Josh Dobbs, Hurd, Kamara, Barnett, Jawan Jennings. The hype train is speeding down the tracks in full force. And for the first time since the infamous 1998, it didn't drive into a ditch from the start. Winning in a NASCAR stadium. Finally getting over the hump and beating Florida for the first time in 11 years. This shit right here.
Dobbs heaves it. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught. It is caught.
Even the football gods are deeming the Vols as contenders this season. Guys, I think we've really hit it this time. It's actually gonna come together.
Play action. Dobbs back, goes deep down the middle. It's intercepted. Game over. Armani wins. Eddie Jackson. And I mentioned, this is Eddie Jackson.
Sabotage, put it down. Medley kicks it up. It's low. No good.
Ralph Webb, huge hole. Ralph Webb, touchdown.
One of the most talented teams in program history, and the accolade you have to show for is the fucking Music City Bowl. What?
We're flying to Philadelphia.
Oh, hell no!
That's
hell no! Whoa! Alright, I've seen enough. Get out. Huh? Why is the button not working? Oh boy. Maybe the administration knows something. Even though we're losing our entire team to the draft, maybe next year, with a new roster, it'll be the year that it all comes together. Look, you can't blame me. I tried to hit the button before shit hit the fan. Now you have to reap the consequences of 0-8 in the SEC, the worst season in Tennessee football history. On top of that, another coaching search. Spectacular. I've become one with the coaching search. Let's check in on said search, shall we? Yeah, guys, I don't know what y'all think, but things are going real well over here. Well, after that shit-tacular spectacle, the Vols have made some big-time changes in the athletic department. Guess who's back to take over as the athletic director this time? That's right, the once legendary Phil Fulmer has been resurrected to the Tennessee executive branch. For his mind as the head coach, he chooses Alabama's defensive coordinator, Jeremy Pruitt. He's a great defensive mind and a great recruiter. He'll be supported by the fan base and by a newly installed Squidtard YouTube channel. He'll have some serious building to do, but with some time, as well as the leadership from Jarrett Garantano, this could be the year that it all comes together. Pain. This could be the year that pain. On the bright side, at least you're feeling something. Hopes and dreams of a title were swiftly erased by getting shadow realmed by West Virginia and guess who? Florida. Losing to Vanderbilt in blowout fashion ensured Tennessee wouldn't even be good enough to make it back to a bowl. But there were shining lights among the doo-doo pile. Ty Chandler was strong enough in the running back core, our receiver core was elite, the defense was semi-competent, and we even managed to beat 2 ranked teams. Pruitt may have his work cut out for him, but with some work going into 2019, this could be the year that it all comes to... What's that sound?
We lost to Georgia State! To Georgia State!
So, 2020. It'll be the year that it all comes together. Well, this sucks massive donkey balls. In fairness, 90% of the college football world sort of forgot this season even happened. Hell, the Big Ten managed to get away with playing 5 to 6 regular season games and still represent their conference in the title game. But a 2-0 start followed by football IBS in the other games was not a pleasure to see in the slightest. A collapse like this was surely disappointing, enough to where Squidtard goes ballistic again.
What the? What?
But hey, there is potential with up-and-coming Harrison Bailey. Pruitt has a big chance to turn this ship around, and with the right pieces, next year could be the year that it all comes.
Here's your order, sir.
What? I didn't order any Chick-fil-A.
What is this? What in the world?
What? 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 Well, there goes our coach again, and our team, and our AD. Just take the rest of the program with you while you're at it. It'd do me a favor. Tennessee football has literally turned from riches to rags. They have become the embodiment of clown. They are the entire circus and every other joke branch next to it. It's going to take some serious work from someone to do something other than sink it further into the depths of rainbow afros and shoes 13 sizes too big. The man for the job would be none other than UCF's Josh Heupel, hired by new athletic director Danny White, also from Central Florida. He'd have to pull together whatever remnants are left of the program that once was to try and do something for next season. With 2 new quarterbacks on the newly installed transfer portal, it's possible things could be trending in the right direction. The odds are heavy, but hey, maybe next year could be the year that it all comes together. I'm not really all that sure what you were expecting. The fact he was even able to do this much as he did in year 1 was a semblance of the fact that this coach has some clue about why he's there. No embarrassing losses, no disappearances off the field, no off-season shenanigans. It actually feels like we're trying to be a football team again. That's not going to stop the fans from trying to make a total ass of themselves as always. They're one of the biggest clown meetups in all of sports, so what did you expect was going to happen? Kiffin's dumbass also got nearly slammed by a golf ball where he pretended it actually hit him. Even he fakes injuries. Losing to the Soilermakers sucks as well, but 7-6 in year 1 shows major improvement in an era of pain-involved football. With everyone coming back heading into next season, including Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, and many others, next year could very well be the year that it finally all comes together.
Chase McGrath for the win for the Volunteers. From 40, on the way, a knuckleball. He got it!
Have you heard the news? It's happening. We're witnessing it in real time. The day has finally come after many, many years of waiting. The offense is stronger than ever before. Hendon Hooker is balling out. Tennessee finally gets over the hump and beats both Florida and Alabama while scoring 50 points on them. It's been so long, but after years of torture, the football gods have finally gifted us with glory. Who cares about some meaningless regular season loss to Georgia? We're gonna make the playoffs, and we're gonna get them back. It's finally come together. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Rattler steps up. Another downfield shot. It's caught. Jesse brings some pressure, but leaves McDowell open. Makes a man miss. Rattler, long throw. End zone. Caught. Rattler just flips it. Brooks to the corner. Touchdown.
I guess the football gods were mad at some dumbass Tennessee fan again. They really went all out with the punishment this time. Not only did South Carolina just run out of touchdown fireworks, but the injury bug just ran out of patience. Everything hurts. Everything hurts, and I can feel it again, and it hurts so damn much! Though this is an agonizing moment, Tennessee still managed to claim their biggest trophy since the Natty in '98, in the form of the Orange Bowl. This season marked Tennessee's return to national relevance and proved that Josh Heupel has rebuilt the program into a legitimate championship contender. Now the next stage can be initiated, actually winning said championship. I've got a feeling that under Joe Milton III, next year could very well be the year that it finally all comes together. Well, while this was nowhere near the football aids we got under Dooley and Butch, this still isn't what I had in mind for a contender. The usual losses to Florida or Bama, as we do, along with losing to the college football version of, hey, you know what kind of train this is? In a twist of fate, the defense under Tennessee this season was strong and near unbreakable, but the offense was like watching paint dry, about the same level of productivity. Hell, it's not all bad though. Heupel has managed to claim one of the greatest of the 22 quarterback class in the form of Nico Iamaleava, who, with the help of Dylan Sampson, shredded Iowa in the Citrus Bowl. This defense will be stronger than ever before with James Pierce Jr. returning, and the offense should overcome its stagnation. 2024 may just be the year where it finally all comes together. I mean, I can hardly complain. Wait a minute, yes I can. While the defense is a supercomputer, the offense is running on Windows 98 Internet Explorer. The usual loss to now nationally relevant Georgia, as well as an unexplainable loss to Big Time, left a sour taste in the mouth of yours truly, along with many other of the butt funnelers. But a 10-2 regular season record ties with one of the greatest seasons since the '98 year. Normally, this would slide us into a non-playoff bowl game. But now the rules have changed. We're heading to the playoffs for our best shot of winning the title yet. This really just might be the year where it finally all comes together. And in typical Tennessee fashion, we get the hardest draw of any team out there. Everything bad about this team got exposed in one fell swoop, and so far we've done as much in the transfer portal as Kanye's girlfriend's clothes does to cover her body. Let's check back in on Squidtard while we're at it. Yep, checks out. While it's certainly better than the days of 5 wins and coaching searches out the asshole, it's not the ceiling of this program. Especially when every week of the year, you're pricing on more egregious talent fees where only the top 1% of the world can even attend a football game now. 26 long years waiting for some kind of title, and I'm currently 22. Maybe one day, one of these teams will bring home some sort of title that I can see for myself. Until then though, 2025 is the year where I believe it finally comes together. Either that, or we find a new way to piss ourselves. Nonetheless, pound a Tardaria and go Big Orange.